everyone, welcome to another informative episode of your favorite program, The Voice of Eve. In this episode, we shall be discussing the topic, time-tested strategies for removing girls off the streets. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. I am Flora Ungo Martins. One of the greatest problems we've had in the societies in recent time is prostitution, which is the ability to sell sex for money. It's been as old as time itself. Now, this menace in the society is often traced to young girls who have left their household, left their parents, left their mothers and their fathers in order to fend for themselves on the streets. Some of these girls run these rackets just because that is the only source of livelihood they have. Others run these rackets because they see it as a source of pleasure to good things in quote. But how can these girls be removed from the streets? And how can these girls be rehabilitated into good citizens and good standing members of the society? We have with us in the studio a special guest who will discuss this and many more. He is the founder of Rehab Women Initiative. He is also the founder of Global Peace Initiatives. These are NGOs. He is no other person and a special guest, a favorite guest of the studio, in the person of Reverend Joseph Eniola. You're very much welcome to this program.
Thank you, Flora. Thank you for having me again.
It's good to have you back.
Always a pleasure.
Great.
You're doing a great job here.
Thank you. Okay. Now we're talking about time-tested strategies. You've been in this industry, taking girls off the street for the past 20 years. What strategies have you used in achieving this?
Okay. I have been involved with this work and I've been in it with my own family.
Yes.
I grew up from a home where that was a strong emphasis for us. The strategies are, if a couple of strategies you must imbibe and employ. But first of all, it starts with having a vision.
Okay, having a vision.
You have to have the vision to do so, or be willing to collaborate with those who have the vision to do so.
Okay.
Because vision creates passion.
Okay.
Because this is what I call, this is the kind of work you call a labor of love. A labor of love is a labor you are not expecting a reward.
Okay.
So you had better feel a vision for it.
Okay.
So it starts from there.
Okay, so that's your strategy. First of all, your vision.
It starts from there.
And then a labor of love.
You must see it as a labor of love.
Okay.
First. That's the perspective.
Okay, before I go into why you love doing this, I just feel it's necessary for us to even understand this. You know, the general perception we have in the society now is prostitution is not our problem. Said the Nigerian society has so many problems that prostitution is not a societal problem. I got to know about this from, social media, and they said, oh, prostitution is not our problem. Rather than the police arresting prostitutes or harassing them, we should focus more on crimes, other crimes like killings and kidnapping and banditry and other things. So, but what's the root cause? Do you think prostitution is not our problem in the society?
It's a time bomb ticking.
Oh, it's a ticking time bomb. Wow.
It's a ticking time bomb.
Okay.
And the time bomb is not obvious when it's ticking.
Oh, okay.
Until you hear the boom.
Okay.
And when you hear the boom, everybody will turn in that direction. That time, it will be too late to apologize. Allow me to use that statement.
Okay.
And say, we are sorry we didn't. By then, many things would have been lost. It's a problem.
Okay.
And also, it's the result of other problems.
So how is it a problem? People say, man, this is a private thing. I don't know why you are. Yes, they will. I don't know why you are. I'm not killing anybody. She's willingly giving me her body,
services.
and I'm paying her for it. So why? How is it a problem?
It's a problem, first of all, because we are already preparing the next generation of girls.
Okay.
Unknowingly, we are preparing the stage.
Okay.
By being indifferent, we are preparing the stage for the next generation of girls to be
Okay.
mentored wrongly.
Okay.
And yes, I know some societies say there's freedom of right, but right now we're already experiencing in our nation underage girls, underage minors
Okay.
are already taking it in.
Mm.
Minors are already living in that profession, in that trade. Minors, and we are thinking that's not a problem. Those are tomorrow's mothers.
Okay.
That's tomorrow's future mothers. Somebody is going to call these ladies, these little girls, mommy, not long from now.
So you're saying we're handing over rotten values from one generation to the other.
Indifference
Okay. Okay.
is a silent error.
Okay.
By thinking, no, after all, it's her body, no, I paid, those are excuses that will very soon damage the moral fabric of the entire society upon which this nation is built.
Okay.
And we must see what we can do about it, not with the approach of the hammer and the rock.
Okay.
Condemnation.
Okay.
But with the approach of love and compassionate involvement.
But do you know that there are also girls in their parents' home who are also, well, it's going to be offensive, but they are also in that business, business of selling their services.
In fact, not just in their homes, even in the industries, in the sectors, in the business world.
Yes.
And the truth is, they are even what I call corporate prostitutes.
There are also married women in the Olosho business, as one would want to say, in the local parlance. Yes.
But I'm discovering that we have to have a rounded approach to it, because if we are talking about the ones on the street, we should also, like you said, remember that those who are not on the street, and over time, those who are not on the street are coming to themselves and asking themselves, time is going, or time has gone. What did I do with life?
They're actually not on the streets, literally speaking, but they are on the streets because they are also doing the same thing.
They're in the hustle.
Okay.
Yes,
that hustle means prostitution, actually. So yes, they're in the hustle.
Okay, so, and that's a very wide one. We may not finish if we start. So
yes. Okay. So what about those women, literally speaking, or those girls? Because mainly the demand for prostitution is actually with the girls, not even with the women so much.
It's with
because
the girls.
What about those girls? They are in a house. They are not so strictly speaking on the streets, but they are also rendering the same services. How is this even possible? How did they even get into this situation in the first place?
Family, dysfunctionality in families.
Okay.
For example, a girl's first image of a man is daddy.
Okay.
The man she calls daddy paints the first picture of a man. And if he paints it wrongly, she's likely going to grow with that image. If she sees a man who does not value the woman. In fact, I used to say this. I used to say to men that, look, guys, we have our issues. It's understandable. But never forget this. The best gift you can give your daughter is the right character of how a man should be.
Okay.
It gives her the picture of how to look for when it's time to choose a man. Okay? And the best gift you can give your son is the right mom. So it's really a family thing. We have to get back to family values for girls from those settings. But girls on the street who are already in the trade, it's a different ballgame. I must tell you this, that there are young girls who found themselves not deliberately. For example, someone goes to the village and comes to the village with a car, a lady, and says, oh, I have a catering business in, let's say, Lagos. I want to take your girls to become and teach them the trade. And of course, the man in the village says, please carry my daughters, or carry my daughter. And she comes, but she doesn't carry them deliberately in the daytime. She brings them at night, and she brings them to Lagos around 3 in the morning. She will not be able to trace her way back home.
Wow.
It's happening.
Wow.
So what do? And then they now push them to the streets. So now we now have to develop strategies. For those who are coming into that kind of industry, there are a few strategies they must understand. First of all, you must have a real vision for them.
Okay, a real vision.
A real vision.
Okay.
And you are not going it to be rewarded by them.
Okay.
Not even in the name of, now that I've helped you, you will serve me. No. It's a labor of love.
Okay.
And it's a patient labor of love.
Okay.
And then you must be willing to set up structures for training. Training the whole man.
Okay, what type of structures are you supposed to set up? Or what type of structures have you set up to train girls that you have removed from the streets?
You must have, first of all, a counseling process.
A counseling process?
Counseling process.
Okay.
You have to have a counseling process that
Okay.
because they are coming from a broken phase of life.
So they are broken.
They're
so you
broken.
need to
Emotionally,
mend
they're
them.
broken. They're
Okay.
broken. They're broken. And there's a lot of distorted view of the male man.
Okay.
And a young girl or a growing lady with a distorted view of a growing man will have problems in her marriage, if she will have one.
Okay.
So you have a lot of repairing to do.
Okay.
You are going to teach. You are going to be counseling, and we also encourage religious, spiritual counseling also,
Spiritual counseling.
because there's something broken spiritually,
Okay.
and then emotional and mental, and then training. There has to be training, a new form of skill sets. You must not just bring them out and say, now that you are out, you are okay, we give you money, start a business. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to empower.
Okay, so you have to empower
You
them.
have to empower them
So,
with trainings.
apart from empowering them, counseling them, is there any other thing you do to build,
You must be willing to support.
support them?
Support. You must be willing to support.
Okay, do you regularly check up on this
You also
girls?
you do follow up.
Follow up, updates?
You do follow up, and you must be able to. You must win them to see you not just as a school they pass through, they don't visit again.
Okay.
You must still be able to win their confidence such that when they are having issues, they should still turn back and say, I think where I'm coming from, they should know how to advise me on this.
Okay.
They should know how to advise me on this.
Okay.
You should be a mentor, a lifelong mentor
Okay.
in some respects.
Okay.
And you should, and one of the things we advise for people who are intending on bringing girls from there is you should have women, mother figures around your organization.
Okay.
Mother figures.
Figures.
Oh yes, you need mother figures.
Okay.
Compassionate mother figures. People they can call mommy.
Okay.
Because a mother can raise a girl better than a man. It doesn't matter who, even if the man is the one with the vision.
Okay.
You must have on your board women
Okay.
who will talk the language of a woman
Okay.
to them and talk to the woman in that broken girl to come out.
Okay. So, have you recorded successes with regards to this?
Yes, we have in our organization, we have recorded successes. We have some ladies now who are even married.
Okay, so
Some
there's
of them
hope
are-
for
there
the
is
girls out there who want
There
to
is
get
hope.
off the streets.
There is hope. I once spoke about a lady who had a child in prostitution.
Wow.
And the girl will go out with her bag from school. She will come in and meet mommy talking with a man. And she will understand that just drop your bag. And with the school uniform, the 6-year-old girl will leave. Now you can imagine the damage. That damage is far-reaching.
Yes.
Now you are not going to help one woman. You have to help 2 women. One, a grown woman, and one, a woman trapped in a little girl's body. So you had better know that this is work.
Okay.
And you must be compassionate. You must not be, oh, you are not serious with your life. Why is your girl? No. You calm down.
Okay.
And work
Okay,
with them.
now these are for the girls on the streets. Let's talk about the girls in the home who, yes, because they are also on the streets,
Yes,
whether
but
we
from
like it or
home.
not. From in this era, we don't, prostitution has grown, is now very sophisticated.
Yeah, yes,
It's only those who are still very down there that you see on the streets
in the
beckoning,
brothels.
yes, brothels beckoning on to men of loose virtues as well to come and
Thank you.
to come and have
There-
a
yeah,
taste.
yeah.
In these days now, we have the internet. With the coming of the mobile phone and the internet,
It's all on your palms now.
it's just a click away, a call away, a click away, and you have services from these call girls. How do we take these girls off the streets? Because we don't even, let's start with, the first question is, what is even the root cause of this prostitution amongst even girls in average homes are into it. Girls in rich homes are into it. What is the cause? You've been in this, so I think you have some understanding.
Several causes. I like this statement. They say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Please, you can put all your eggs in one basket and draw it close and watch. Watch as they grow. You see the little girl cracking and looking at it. Say, can I see that too? There, please, can I see that? And if she, something is wrong. You should don't say no. She doesn't. No, she has a liberty. What liberty? Liberty should be defined wisely. You should understand. And then there are some signs you would see. You would see the signs. We turn a blind eye. Don't turn a blind eye. That eye will regret.
So are you saying that most times the families turn a blind eye, which makes these girls, they don't ask questions?
Don't ask questions. Who is this?
Okay.
Where did you meet?
Okay.
Why does she watch late night movies? What are her best websites online? Who are her social media friends?
Okay.
How do they look? Once in a while, sit. And you must make sure you are your daughter's best friend. Mom.
Okay.
If you do not become her best friend, someone else will fill in the blank space.
Okay.
You have to be her best friend. If a guy is touching her in school, you must be able to create the liberty enough to say, do you know this guy slapped me on my butt? She should be free to tell you.
Okay.
If she's not free to tell you, something is wrong. You built a wall, or you allowed a wall to build. If there is a wall that has built, try and see how the wall will come down. She must be free to tell you which party she is going to.
Okay.
And why.
Okay.
And who are those coming there?
Okay.
Sometimes go and drop her there to look at who are those coming there.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. It's for your own happiness and safety and hers.
Okay, this is for the teenagers, basically. What about those in the university? This time-tested strategies is really nice for the teenagers in a home already. Now let us talk about the strategies for removing those already who has passed the hurdles of being in secondary school and being under the watchful eyes of their parents.
Yes.
They now feel free. They are testing the freedom in the university. And the first thing they do is to leap into the ocean of prostitution. How do we, take them off the streets? Literally speaking, because being on the streets means hustling, and hustling means prostitution. So how do we remove them from this prostitution that they have gone into?
I'll briefly just start with how, before they get in, there's homework you must do.
Okay.
Many economic reasons are reasons why ladies go overboard.
Okay.
But you see, values are strong if you let them grow deep.
Okay.
You can train a child in the way he should go, or she should go. You can teach. I told a friend something this morning. I said, you can train yourself or train someone to the point that there would be no amount of hunger that will make the person swallow his own tongue.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can teach someone, even though I'm hungry, I won't eat my tongue.
Okay.
A man will respect. We men respect women who tell us no. And we can see she's hungry. We place her in a different file here. Men may, you are not serious, you are not bored, watch it. The only thing they won't do is call her ma, but in their mind, they are calling her man. You can train your daughter.
Okay.
Now, if they are already there,
Yes.
then it's work.
Okay.
But you must be willing to do the work, and you found out, call her home. Call her home. Don't start with the hammer. She has a will now. And she has a larger world than your four walls at home.
Okay.
Now you talk. You have to talk. You have to explain the benefits, the dangers. There are no benefits. I meant to say dangers.
Yes.
And then what she calls short-term benefits are actually booby traps.
Okay.
That these are not benefits, they are camouflaged traps.
Traps, okay.
And for example, if you think that it's just a fling, you are likely to have a character problem. That even in marriage, every man that passes by will seem to make sense. And you don't want that.
Okay.
So explain things to them and listen to them. Don't go listen to them. Communication is not communication if you are listening to reply. You are listening to understand first.
Okay, what about, this is for the uni girls. Now we have
I can see you are taking me through various
Yes, because they are
okay.
in stages. The
And
society has gone
And
so bad in this moral war that the war for morality is so bad that
It's a serious
we
war.
need to talk about it
It's a
in
war.
stages, the strategies to remove these girls. What about those girls who are graduates and, you know, it's even worse. They're not accountable to anyone. They live on their own or they live with their parents. They are under the camouflage of going to work. Their work is actually prostitution. How do we remove them from this situation?
First, because they are independent to a degree,
Yes.
there has to be a willingness on their
Okay.
part.
Okay. Some even combine. There's the hybrid combination of work and prostitution. Yes.
And prostitution is sustaining work.
Yes, prostitution is sustaining
It's
work.
sustaining work.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
there has to be a willingness on their part.
Okay.
They have to see that they need help.
Okay.
Because you cannot be helped until you admit that I have a problem.
Okay.
It's like a married man that has a problem with affairs. You have to tell yourself the truth that my wife is not the problem here.
Yes.
I have a problem.
Problem.
When a man discovers that he's fighting his wife, for example, we usually tell the wives that, look, calm down. When men fight their wives, they're not angry with you sometimes, they're angry with themselves.
Okay.
And you happen to be the nearest person to vent it on.
Okay.
So many times you have to help them see that there's a problem here. That's where it starts from.
Okay, so your strategy is to make them see there's a problem with what they are doing, that it's not right.
There's a problem
Okay.
with, before the doing is the being.
Okay.
Is the being that created the doing.
Okay.
What is happening now, what is being done now is coming from a nature
Okay.
that they've imbibed. That, look, there's a problem here.
Okay.
So see it.
Okay.
And then take your time with them. They will not always see it at first encounter.
Okay.
But if you are patient
Okay.
and you keep listening, maybe in your seminars, in your programs, and then you invite various women, and then you must be willing to, one word that will work well in bringing girls off the streets is this word called collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. You must be willing to collaborate, like I said, with many women. If you are having an organization, you must be willing to collaborate with mother figures, because these women need mommies.
Okay.
They need mommies.
Okay. What about the mommies now who are into it? Because it's in stages. This is the final stage.
Okay, this is the final stage.
Yes, who are into it. There was a time in the media, there was a married woman who, was caught with nude pictures, and the person that leaked the nude pictures was one of the lovers. This so happens not to even be her husband. She was, in the banking sector, and she had nude pictures, and the man only leaked it because she was sleeping with another man and sleeping with him at the same time, and then he got jealous that, and he leaked.
Therefore.
Yes. So what about the mothers who are into it? They go to work, they're a mother figure, they put up and they are into this, and they bring up their daughters into that business as well.
Knowingly or unknowingly, because the daughters are watching.
Knowingly or unknowingly.
There's a story, a lady one time in the 90s, late 90s, was even in it such that, and she had children abroad who were sending money. When they found out, they came, removed her from the brothel, but because she had grown, this canker worm had grown in her, she was back in it. And we asked her, why? Your children are abroad, they are doing well. Why? Counseling.
So we need to cancel those women, the
Cancel.
women now, the mothers.
You have to, and they must see that something is wrong.
One last word, rounding up now, one last word to girls out there and women out there who are on the streets, literally speaking, and on the streets, not literally speaking, who are into this provision of this very terrible services. One last word to them to get them off the streets. Can you tell them one last word? Speak to them.
You are a treasure.
Okay.
The day you forget that you are treasure and you believe you are trash, it will be easy for you to remove your clothes.
Thank you so much for coming in on the program.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure being here.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, you've heard it all. Apart from having the vision and laboring in love to take these girls off the streets, there are 3 C's we should keep in mind: compassion, collaboration, and communication. Do not condemn these girls. Be compassionate to them. They are not in it by choice, but by circumstances. Thank you so much for watching. I am your host, Flora Ungo Martins. It's bye for now until next time.